Friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and I love to do all things crafty on a budget, especially Dollar Tree DIYs, farmhouse decor, and much more. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love it if you would stick around by clicking the red subscribe button and then tap the bell and all to be notified every single time I upload. So for today, I have 2 farmhouse office DIYs, so let's get started.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I won.
To start off, I picked up this bin from Dollar Tree. It's like one of those gold wire tray kind of things. I don't know what you want to call it. And I had this sign left over from Easter decor from Dollar Tree, so I knew that I wanted to kind of make like a dry erase board, but in my bedroom I didn't want just a plain one, so I knew that I wanted to make one. So this sign, because it is too long, I have to cut some off. So I flipped the basket over and then I measured it. And then I took my sign and marked where I needed to cut. If you guys have been around for any length of time, then you know how easily these signs will cut. So you just measure where you want it, you make a line, and then you take your ruler and a very sharp utility knife, and you basically just score along your ruler about 4 or 5 times. And if your knife is sharp enough, then you should be able to just bend it over and then cut the back paper, because like I always say, essentially on the front, I said back, but I mean on the front of this sign, essentially all that is paper. So that's usually the only thing hanging. It's usually the only thing that the piece I cut is hanging onto. Sorry, you guys, I'm pregnant. Pregnancy brain is not fun, and it's also 12:30 at night, so excuse me if I stumble upon my words. So anyway, I then take it outside and I spray paint the basket matte black, and then I spray the sign with some Krylon dry erase spray paint. So while that's drying, I want to work on this little drawer. I don't know what you want to call it, but I knew that I wanted to take these little bins, or whatever you want to call these, from Dollar Tree and make like a 3-tiered drawer system. So I had these dowels left over, and I start with my scraps and I just kind of lay out the pieces to see how big I needed it. So once I had all the measurements figured out, and I will leave the measurements linked down below, then I go ahead and I trace over each piece. You need 8 pieces of one side and 8 pieces of another side. So I just pull out my little miter saw. This is linked down below in my Amazon favorites, and I cut all my pieces, and then I take my finger sander, which is also linked down below in my Walmart favorites, and I just go ahead and sand the rough edges from where they were cut. So once I got done sanding, then I laid out my pieces for the first layer, and I pulled my wood glue out, and I got a small paintbrush because I wanted to use wood glue and hot glue. The hot glue so that it dries quickly, and the wood glue so that the glue will last. So I just start by taking the side dowel rods. These square dowel rods are also linked in my Amazon favorites. I love these things. I use them for everything, and they're definitely a really good buy to have in your stash. But anyway, I just start by taking the one end of the dowel rods. I paint half of it with the wood paint or wood glue, and then I use hot glue for the other side of it, just so that way, again, it has a really nice strong hold, but it dries quickly. So I just go ahead and make each layer. Now, because there are 3 crates, you need 4 of these layers or frames or what I know I keep saying whatever you want to call it, but you can see what I'm doing here. But I just start by making every single frame, and then once I have all those done, then I go ahead and I move on to the next step. I did want to mention, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm so sorry I'm stumbling over my words, but I'm just so tired, you guys. I'm in that part of my pregnancy where I'm starting to get really uncomfortable and really anxious to meet my girl, and tired. My body is so tired, you guys. I can't even explain it. I tell my husband all the time I feel so bad because I just feel so lazy, but thankfully he's understanding and he makes me always feel good. So thank God for that, because if he was upset about it, I don't know what I would do. But anyway, moving on to the next step. So I just kind of laid the crate on top to make sure that it was going to fit. Now I will say you might want to cut these a little bit shorter on the longer side, because it was a little bit too long. But like I said, just for the side pieces, just cut those a little bit shorter. So I then just take some stir sticks. I got these from Home Depot, and I just put the crate on top, put the stir stick next to it, and you need 4 of these for each layer, because this is going to hold it up and hold each frame together, if that makes sense. So you can see what I'm doing here, but I just kind of marked it, and then I cut those pieces for the back pieces, so that way your crate doesn't slide out. You want them facing frontwards, and then for the front pieces of the stir sticks, you want those facing towards you. So basically the skinny part is going to look at you, if that makes sense. I'm sure that doesn't make sense, but again, you can see what I'm doing here. And again, I did use half wood glue and half hot glue. And so after I had all 4 of these glued down, and you do need 12 pieces because you're going to have 4 for each layer, and then once I had those glued on, I just slid my crate in there just to make sure that it would fit widthwise, and then I go ahead and I glue the next frame on. So after I had the next frame on, and just like everything else, again, I did use half wood glue and half hot glue when I glued the frame on. So I just repeat this step all the way to the top until you have all your layers on and all your side pieces and everything, so that way you have 3 slots for your crates to fit in, and you can make this bigger or smaller depending on what you want to make it for. But I just wanted to mention to definitely check and make sure that your crate is going to slide through. Next, I just measure, and I take some large popsicle sticks, and I wanted to put kind of some stability on it, as well as a few pieces, just so that way your crate doesn't fall through the middle. So I just cut it, and then I place that right in the front where you see that I did. And then again, make sure that my crate is going to slide nicely. And then I go ahead and I cut 8 more large popsicle sticks the exact same way that I just cut that last one, because we're going to be putting 3 on each layer. So I just wanted to make sure that this was going to fit, because I should have measured and cut my pieces before I glued the first one, but I was not even thinking, and I glued it down, and then so I had to kind of back step and remeasure, recut, and then I went ahead and I cut all 8 pieces. So once I have those pieces cut, then again, I just use hot glue this time. I don't use any wood glue. Actually, I lied. First, we're going to measure the top piece. Now for the layer, the popsicle sticks that are for the layers, I cut them shorter to fit in between the stir sticks, but for the top, I want the top to go all the way across from each side so that it just looks a bit more uniformed. And then here is where I go ahead and I just glue them down, and you can cut enough to fill each layer up so that the basically like the floor of the layer is completely covered, but it's really not necessary, so it's just a personal preference. I knew that it wasn't necessary, so to save some time I did just leave gaps in them, but I then glued them down, one in the front, one in the middle, and one in the back for the layers, and then for the top I glued them side by side. For the last one on the top, I did have to cut a little bit off. Now I just wanted to show you here that if you get some hot glue in spaces you don't like, just take your sander and sand the hot glue right off. I then take some black Waverly chalk paint and I paint this entire thing black. I did not want any of the wood showing through. So for places like the bottom of it, I did not paint, but for the most part, I painted this entire thing, and you basically just have to lay it down, paint what you see, and then turn it over and, you know, paint that way, just because the way that it's laying right now, you're not really able to see each part to paint, which is why you just have to kind of improvise and turn it around and just make sure that you're getting all the spots that you'll see, and paint them black. I then just take the stickers off of the crates. Thankfully these came right off, and I take some white Waverly chalk paint and I give those a really good coat of white. Again, I didn't really worry about the inside of these crates because when the drawers are shut, you're not really going to see them. But if you would like to paint them, then that's totally up to you. But I just did all the way around each side. Next, I take my natural bristle brush and some ink Waverly chalk paint, and surprise, surprise, I give it some dry brushing around the edges, around the handle, as well as all the way around the crate. For the sides, I do dry brush and then I do dry brush in the middle just to kind of make this look like weathered wood. I really do like the way these crates are because they look like wood slats on each side. But anyway, after I dry brushed the drawers, I went ahead and did the I guess you could call this the frame with the white Waverly chalk paint. And again, I just went all the way around the top, the front, and the sides. I didn't worry about the back. So then I just take these rub-on transfers, again from Dollar Tree, and I cut out NO for number, and then I cut out 1, 2, 3. So these rub-on transfers, they are kind of tricky. So you just want to cut out what you want to transfer. You lay it down, and then you take something with a point or a sharp, nothing really pointy, but this dowel rod was perfect because it's not going to rip through this plastic, but it is pointy enough to get the really small details in the wording. So you just rub it pretty good, and then I always take my utility knife, and you can see here that I kind of hold it and then lift up with the knife so that I can make sure that it transferred. If it did not transfer, just lay it back down and scrape it some more onto whatever surface. But it really took well to this wood. I was totally surprised, and I definitely will be using these on another wood project again because I really do enjoy working with these rub-on transfers. My Dollar Tree just recently got them, but that is it for this project, you guys. Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite after we finish this one. So once my crate, or I don't know why I said crate, my tray was dried, I had some nautical rope that I got from a yard sale for like 50 cents, and they had like, I don't know, 6 rolls of it, so I definitely snagged that up. But I go ahead and I just start by unraveling a good bit of the nautical rope, and then I take the end and I kind of weave it around the sides, and I just go ahead and weave it 4 times around. Now it was kind of a pain, and nautical rope and jute is really messy, so I did actually take it outside just because dust was flying everywhere and it was making me sneeze. But just take your time, pop on a show. It, like I said, it does take a little bit of time, but just unravel a bunch of it and do a few like in and out, and then pull it all the way through, because if not, you're not going to be able to pull it through. If you try to go like all the way around and then pull it through, it doesn't work too well. But anyway, I then just take my sign, I take a bottle of paint, and I put the sign face down and then put the crate on top, so that way it has something to hold the sign to the crate. And then I just take my hot glue and I kind of glue that down by just going all the way around like the back of the sign, because this is just a wire tray, basket, whatever you want to call it. The glue held really well to it. I then just take a sawtooth hanger, I glue that down to the back, and then I flip it over. So I knew that it was kind of missing something. Surprise, surprise, a buffalo check bow. But this is a little bit of a different bow than I normally would do, because this buffalo check ribbon is so thick. I did just want to do a very simple bow. I folded it over on each other 3 times, cut it, and then took a piece of jute. I pinched it in the middle and then tied a knot and then a double knot into the jute just to keep that bow together. Once I have the knot on there, I then just go ahead and cut the excess off. I fluff it up. I still felt that it was missing something, so I did just make a simple bow. I can link my bow trick in the cards on the right hand corner if you're interested, if you haven't seen it. But I just make a simple bow and glue that right into the middle, and that is jute. And then I go ahead and I glue that bow down. And that is it for this project, you guys. I just take my dry erase marker. I really like to keep my schedule. It's easier for me to see it rather than try to remember everything. And I used to have a dry erase board in my bedroom, and when I did my bedroom makeover, I took that down, so I needed something. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. YouTube has really made it hard for my video to get any views, and it's kind of discouraging. So definitely share this video if you enjoyed it. If you think somebody else will, give me a big thumbs up, because those two combined really help my channel to grow and help YouTube to notice me a bit more. So anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I wanted to show you my girl has the hiccups all the time, you guys. I can't wait to hold her and just look at her. I'm sure you guys can't wait to see her too, and I can't wait to show her off. So anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I see a lot of you guys watch me, but you don't subscribe, so I would love to have you part of the family. Alright guys, talk to you later. Bye.
1, 2, 3. I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself.